What's up? What's up, people? Good peoples of the internet. Well, I'm just gonna get into it. I haven't seen you for a little while because I got COVID again. COVID. Everything I feel most of what I felt before, but at least it's probably 50% less. Maybe even 55. And why I think it's good that I do have it. Because I went and I did a bunch. I was working like a crazy person doing a con. I did 3 cons in a row. I did stand-up, and then a con, and then a con. And then I had the weekend off, and then a fucking con hit me up, and I filled in. And I, boom, went to the 3rd con. So I went East Coast back and forth like 3 times. Feeling good, and then from there I went to Vegas and did extra shows, did like 8-9 shows. And when I was there, and then I had it next weekend, but they canceled it, this gig, and it was lucky I did. And I just thought, okay, it's been like 5 weeks of really grinding. I'm probably just run down, and I got an offer on this movie, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It was scheduling, and I'm like, oh man. I'm fucking doing this other deal. And I was like, oh, I don't fucking know. So I'm full blown in the middle of it. I've lost, 1 job so far. But it's because I can't get people sick. So I've been isolating. What's crazy is that I do all those cons. I do the comedy shows. I do the meet and greets. I do the planes. I see everybody. The last time I had it, I was it was right over Christmas. So it was probably like 16 or 15 days hard, or 15 days hard. And then when I went to Vegas to do a bunch of shows, I was starting to do a bit. And I know when I'm stuffed up because I've been eating cheese, but I haven't been getting like this new diet. It doesn't really give you mucus, even though if you eat cheese, because it's like if you eat the real cheese, it's like cheese doesn't give you mucus. It's like something else does, but they say it's cheese. Anyway, and I'm trying to go. I can do it now. I can do the chicken voice, which is weird because I'm sick. But I couldn't do the chicken. I was like, so something was brewing in my skull. And then throughout the show, I just fucking powered through the shows. I didn't feel anything, and I just fucking was powering through. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with me? And as the week got better, I got better. And then I said, I'm going to vegetate in Vegas for a few days. So I just stayed in my suite and slept, and then ate and went to the movies and went in the sun and fucking got vitamin D and tried to play mini golf, but they closed it because it was too hot and there's a water shortage. And then I went back to the movies and I fucking ate, and then I slept like a crazy person. I slept, and I'm like, I gotta sleep. And the maid's like, my diamonds. And I had a nice ass suite. So I'm like, oh, listen, tell that maid to fucking give me another hour. And she's like, we got to start because it's 2 floor. 2 floor. And I'm like, fuck. So I take a 20. I go, give her that 20. Give us an extra hour. She's like, okay, an hour. And, but I was already prepared. But I couldn't move. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And everything caught up with me. So I'm like, oh, I'm fucking dead. So Liz is like, let's just go. I got a lot of shit to do. Let's drive. So she drives me home. And I'm fucking going in and out. I stop and fucking in and out. It always happens with a meat sandwich. The last time I felt COVID, I took a bite of a sandwich off of schoolboys, schoolies cheesesteak truck. There's a cheesesteak truck that parks in the Sunset on Friday nights from like 12 to 4 a.m. And it's a fucking good cheesesteak. Schoolboy Homie or something it's called. And as soon as I did that, I bit into a steak on December 12/21. I fucking felt like a tingle in my nose. And I'm like, did they fucking put COVID in the fucking sauce? So I felt different. And I go to In-N-Out and wait. The fucking line is long anywhere in In-N-Out. Fucking Ontario, it was somewhere. I think it was in fucking Montclair. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a cheat day. I'm gonna eat the bun, I'm gonna eat the fries, and I'm gonna fucking get a milkshake. And the minute I do the fucking take a bite of the burger and the milkshake, it's like the weird combo. I felt like sick. And I'm like, maybe because I haven't eaten bad in a while. But I scarfed it down, and I just started feeling like someone plugged me in. So I told you I already felt off the whole week when I was doing shows, but I didn't sound off. And each show, my voice got better. And then last show, I sung. So I'm like, okay. And then I stayed in Vegas for 3 days. And I'm like, I'm just going to vegetate. I'm going to drive home, and then I'm going to sleep. And then I couldn't sleep. I felt like a buzz in my body. And then I fucking just felt like I'm caffeinated. You know what I mean? So that happened to me before. And I'm like, that's the virus gathering its troops, if it's a virus. And then, so it's gathering its troops. And I was on my phone. I can't. I'm wide awake. I'm fucking like 8:30. I'm like starting to like maybe go to sleep. And then I get up at like 1. I gotta go to the airport. I gotta drop off Alyssa. I drop her off at the airport. On the way back, I pick up a bunch of soup and broth. And I'm like, I just feel out of it. And I start drinking the fucking soup and stuff. And then, lo and behold, that night, all the symptoms start coming. So where I should have been tired, it's like this. It's like, have you ever been high and you think you can sleep, but your body's sleeping, but your nerves and your brain are like, because it's not the right strain. That's why it's hard to sleep on real weed. Like, if it affects your heart, if it affects your brain, like your body can be dead tired, but if you're on acid, you're not gonna sleep, right? So it's like weed has strains like that. So I'm like, oh man, like, what the fuck? So I'm up again all night. I just cranked the AC up, and I'm worried about the fucking pressures, but I guess the grid didn't go down. And thank God. It was super hot. So I was like, this AC feels so good. I'm like in and out of like 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I'm up again at like 6 a.m. And then I got fucking fever. I got 100, it's 101, it's like 101.8. And I'm like, I don't think it ever got to 102. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I started with this cough. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I just lay in bed all day. I said, I watched the first Thursday night football game. I'm just gonna just vegetate. I don't got nothing to do for a couple days. I'm just gonna fucking just sit in this bed. And so I drink the broth, and then after that, I'm like, I'm not even hungry. So for like 2 days, I barely ate. I just get up, go to the bathroom, weigh myself. And every time I weigh myself, I lost like 3 pounds. I started at 189, I ended up at 181. So I lost 8.5 pounds. Friday, I kind of sleep, and then I gotta take a test. So I take a test on Saturday. And the shit was fucking negative, but I don't know if I did it right. So the fever is kind of like at 100.8. Long story short, I get some strength, and I started cleaning my house yesterday. I watched football all weekend. Like, I'm just gonna vegetate, but at one point I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I'm fucking a little loopy, as you can see right now. Anyway, I take a test today, and I'm fucking positive. I take the good test. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I got to work tomorrow. So I tell them, and they're like, yeah, you can't work if you're positive. And then I'm like, I just want, for my own edification, take a shitty test. Because the shitty test sometimes don't detect it, right? So then I take a shitty test, and it's fucking positive. That black line just like, really quick. And like, fuck. So I got two tests that are very positive. My nephew fucking had it. I had so much to do. I had shows and pods, and then my nephew came to Vegas, and he had it like a month before, I guess. I was wondering if I took a sip of his water. Then I met some dude for coffee to talk about business, and I swear a little spittle went over there, but it didn't hit me. And I'm thinking about the one lady in line who hugged me too long. The other guy breathed on me. But I'm like, I've been doing this for 7 months, 8 months, since fucking Christmas. So I'm like, I don't know. They said after 3 and 3.5 months you get it again. So then apparently someone told me the new variant is called Ninja. Takes you less down, but it's very contagious. And my nephew's boosted, and he's had it twice. And he's like, the first time was bad, the second time was not as bad. So I'm simming my 5th day. I've been positive test for a day, but I feel a lot better than I did 4 days ago. So I think I'm on the way down in terms of it going to normal again. So it's 5 whole days. So I'm like Wednesday night to Monday night. That's 5 days. Yeah. So if I can sleep hard tonight, so my fever's gone. It was like a day and a half. My cough was non-existent. I haven't had any out of breath issues. At one point when I was sleeping, I think I was just like hyperventilating. I was like fucking nervous for a second. I was like, and I woke up and I was like, shout out to people who deal with COVID alone, because I didn't have any help for a couple of days. And you may sound like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up, you're a pussy. But it's good to do that. But it's also like, I was a little like, so it felt, I'm glad I didn't know I was positive when I was alone, because I was like probably a little bit more freaked out. But, I was just like, I'm going to the bathroom. That's all I really want to do. I just go back to bed. So I can't imagine how people dealt with it when they were, in the heart of the damn pandemic. They're alone. So God bless you. You're strong. You're warriors. I can do it. You can do it. But it's nice when someone's there to help you and comfort you. Here's what I'm trying to say is, all the little things I felt before, I felt way less of it. Like the needles in the back, way less. Headache, day and a half, like way less. I haven't taken anything either, by the way. I'm just taking vitamins, zinc, AAD, all this shit. Sit in the sun. I haven't fucking. I was gonna go do the Ivor, but I don't know. Let's see if I can just beat it. No cough, no fever now. A little bit of aches, not much. Yeah, that's why I had those aches. I had the fucking ache. I felt the ache. Same place it started, my armpit. The same fucking place it started again. I'm like, why does my armpit hurt? So right now, as you can feel, it's like come from my head. It's back. It's like right here. My throat for a second hurt for like 4 hours, and that's gone. I don't feel it here at all or anything. It's just more like right here. I'm getting tired, but I had a boost of energy. And so, why is this good? Well, I didn't want to get it. I didn't know how I got it. I hope I didn't get it from taking a sip of my nephew's water, who he had it a month ago, but I think anybody who's vaccinated has it. That's me. You can judge me. I personally wouldn't even have sex with somebody who's vaccinated. If I wasn't in a relationship and I was single, I don't think I would. And you can say all the things you want in the comment section. I'm doing research. I'm talking to a doctor and I'm talking to a hippie. I'm just saying, there's a lot of fucking rumors out there. It's a big shedding video right now this lady's talking about. My nephew was like, I've had it twice, and I'm so glad I've got my shots. So if I can get through it, I'm a human test for natural immunity, right? Like, I definitely have a co-issue with my heart. My heart's been great, knock on wood so far. My pulse action is always a 99. My heartbeat's usually not above 85. It was a couple hundreds, but I was like walking a little fast. Isolated from people. I'm already like 6 days in isolation, 5, 6. So like the CDC, I think it's at 5. I alerted my job, and they're like, we love you. We're going to see you on the next one. Sit this one out, which is good because they had to find a replacement, so they're happy. And, I don't want to go there if I could just feel like I could have it. So I did my own test because I don't want to ever inconvenience anyone. And then they're like, because we always test. But I think I think if I do have it, this might be like something we get every 8 months, or I might. Every 9 months, it's like I said, it's at least half, if not 55% less. So if it keeps lessening, which would be amazing, obviously we don't know how nature works, and it's mutating less and less, and it's like we're building up this herd immunity, it'd be fucking fantastic. My nephew was going down the rabbit hole on why he's like, the vax, whatever you believe about the vax, it's not going to last for more than 4 years. That's his, and he's very much more book smart than me. So I don't know, he might have something, but I'm like, if there's other shit in there. He actually said there's graphene in the fucking vax, and it's good to have in the vax. Now, if you go down the conspiracy road, they'll say it ain't good. But he said graphene's in everything. So I don't know. So the bottom line is, he was like, even if you get it and you're 3 years in and you don't fucking have any weirdness, then the vax will leave your system eventually. I don't know if he's right or not. I'll let the doctors comment in the section here. So look, I'm a fucking fight for natural immunity. I've heard people have had this 2 times, 5 times. I don't fucking know. My other buddy had it again, but he won't admit he had it. He's like, I'm not testing, but he's pretty sure he had it. I know a doctor who's my buddy who I love. He's had at least 3 times, if not 4 times. Who's not, I mean, look, is it the new flu? I didn't know many fucking people have colds anymore. I don't swear on any of it. It's like this or nothing. It's like this. Hopefully it stops. It goes away. Hopefully it's, there's no monkey. The good news is, I mean, it seems to be real, right? Like on these tests, whatever these tests are, I've taken, and they reported that I have it. Okay. So whatever those tests are says I have this fucking thing. It's the second time now. And is it a cold? Is it a flu? Is it fucking way worse? It's all those things, but I don't know what you categorize it as. Is it man-made? Now it feels more annoying, but less man-made. It just feels more like weird, but less painfully weird. And I don't like to hear it when I have it because I'm like, oh, fuck, But I've been doing my day like as much as I can do inside. I do a ton. So I just went business about it, and then when I got tired, I take a break. But I was way less tired. So from the beginning, I started feeling weird now, 5 days. So hopefully I'll make me stronger, and I'll have some immunity, and whenever I fly, I gotta put a mask on. And I'm doing all of what the CDC says, but the CDC is like 3 fucking days and go back in public. So I don't know. Like I have to see how I come out of this, and what I am a test case for natural immunity with at least one side. I don't want to say comorbidity because I don't know if I can go anywhere, but with one side thing, my heart issue is not great for it. I have one kidney. I don't know if that's fucking good to have if you have this, but apparently Remdesivir or whatever is not good on your kidneys, so I would never take that. I drink a lot of fluids, a lot of broth, a lot of soup. I fucking ate a steak today. Big ass banana. Ate that shit slow. 3 cheese sticks. Big ass broth. And then I went a little crazy. I had a turkey melt. I made a turkey and provolone melt. A whole one on rye. So that's a lot of food. And so I had an appetite. So that's good. So everything I had last very quickly. So if that's coming back, I think that's healthy, right? Like I was gonna post, and then I just didn't want people, because if eventually I'm going to have to go outside, and people are gonna be like, "You're allowed outside." But if I quarantine the right amount of days, I'm allowed out, right? Like people say you test positive for a while, even when you're not sick. I still feel a little sick. I feel 70% improved. Well, 32. There's 32% left of sickness. I run the numbers. Now, could you imagine if I was in China right now? You'd have to turn in your test. You'd be put on a system. This is how I see it going. And then getting my coffee from Postmates, which I had them leave it, and I went down at a time. I took the stairs. There was no one there. I ran into no one, and I didn't touch any knobs. Just to let you know. Just complete contactless. That would probably be a crime. Like, I wouldn't even be able to get that, but if I did, it'd be a crime. Or I'd be locked in my fucking office for 21 days with the food I have. Hope to God, which I'm glad I do have food. With no visitors. Like, could you imagine? Like, how many people are walking around with COVID? That's probably how I got it, right? Like, zero contact is just not going to work. It's fucking a new type of, I don't know. The flu never went away. But I don't know. I don't know what the media, what they say. I don't know what the underground says. I don't know what the truth is. But I'm living my truth. My truth is, wasn't great the first time, but got through it. And now the second time, it took me a while to like think, oh, is this a baby? Because it feels like a baby version of what I had. So I'm like, okay, it's real. Was it inventive? I don't know. Is it from a bat? I don't fucking know. It feels a little bit more natural now, but maybe because it's not so intense. But I fly all the time, man. I fly all the time. I fly big I walk to Atlanta all the time. It's a huge international hub. Fucking Vegas, international hub. LAX. So it's like you're going every country anyway. So we'll see how I fare, but at the end of the day, I'm a test case for, I don't know, if I'm natural, if every 7 months I gotta get it. If I could get the shot and it was fucking great and I never had to deal with this. But this is my point. Why get it if I'm getting what everyone else is getting? My nephew said he was 3 days and he was done. All right, I'm on day 5. He's also half my age. I could definitely beat him in a foot race. He'll beat me in a mountain bike race. Like, he's done that multiple times. So, I mean, he's athletic, but I'm not, like, there's certain sports I'm going to beat him in a lot of sports, but he's going to beat me in, like, mountain biking and shit. Like, he's really very quick, and he's very strong with his legs. So here we are. I mean, and I never had any fatigue during my shows. I don't think I had it then, though, but I don't know. So look, this is like it is. Like, right, like, what the fuck? Now I couldn't even, if I wanted to do and get the thingy, it was like, there's too much, my own antibodies and go against it. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get another 8 months out of this. Or maybe it's like, you had it a couple of times and takes a break. I don't know. We'll see. Would a mask have stopped it? I wore a mask tons of times. I wipe everything. I don't wear a mask now. Back before my first case I did, and then I was like, fuck the mask. And now I wiped a bunch. I might wipe less now. Just seems like, you got to do your time with it. Fucking respect it. Vitamin it up. Drink a lot of hot liquids. Chill. And just monitor it. Try to beat it down. They fucking have all these fucking things for ads about these pills or COVID right away and Pfizer. I'm like, I feel like that's just a sneaky facts, right? Anyway, I don't know where I'm gonna be able to post this, but that's why I've been out. Feel good. How many people in the comments have had it a bunch of times? Like, subscribe, join my Patreon, man. Things are getting dicey. Go to my website, jamiecannon.com. See me live. I got a bunch of shows up until Christmas. And then who the fuck knows? Love you. Peace.